Hey, this is Billy from Billy Vega's Scale Model Garage. I received a couple of questions on how to do a deep sump oil pan. Um, I've done it on two of my models. One was just out of luxury, and the other one was actually a necessity. On my 65 Impala curbside, there wasn't really much going on with the engine since the hood's glued shut, and decided to go ahead and do a deep sump oil pan for that because they had a little bit more interest in it, rather than just being a blank spot under it, with just a stock oil pan. But on my Larry Griffith Hemi Dart, it was more or less a necessity because the actual car had a really deep sump oil pan, and so it was more or less, it had to be done on that. And there we go. As far as the actual picture of the real Hemi Dart, you can see it had a pretty deep oil pan. So on that, I just went ahead, and it's a fairly simple process. You just cut, this is a in progress photo of the Dart as it was being built. Basically, with the engine and transmission assembly, sat in the frame, the completed frame. After cutting the stock sump off, you see how much area you got to work with, and you want to take specific notice of where your tie rods and steering linkages and things are. So working from that, the next step was to take some evergreen plastic strip, and you want a pretty good thickness because you might have to sand on it, and you need it to structurally hold itself straight. And basically, after you cut the stock sump off, you just build a box around the other sump after you didn't decided how deep of a sump that you wanted. And then, of course, after you build the box, and you'll you might have to cut a piece of sheet plastic over if it's bigger than the wider than the width of plastic that you actually have on the strip to cover it. But you're gonna sand it and blend it all anyway. Then at that time, you can go ahead and put a oil drain plug, either using a Ming plastic fastener or tiki bolt, or either photo etched if you wanted to. And then your finished product will come to look like that after it's all painted, and after it was blended in and everything. So anyway, going back to the steps, like you see, that definitely much fit where it needed to be at on the Larry Griffith Dart. And basically what we're doing, or what we did do, is you just took what was going to be the stock sump, which on this one it was a pretty good size sump anyway. That's more than usual. But if you just had like a stock Chevy pan or a stock Chrysler pan, it wouldn't even have that much of a sump on it. But after you modify by building the one I showed you, then you come up with like that. Anyway, that's something that may help some of y'all out there if you decide to do something like that. Like I said, there's a little bit of visual interest to the model if you actually see the deep sump pan hanging down. Alright, this is Billy Vega. See you later. Bye.